Welcome to One Love Caribbean Restaurant, Bar and Lounge, home of all your favorite Caribbean dishes like oxtails, curry goat, jerk chicken, and more, along with all your favorite drinks. One Love Caribbean Restaurant, Bar and Lounge is open 7 days a week. Order through our website at oneloveloungetx.com or download the One Love Lounge app in the App Store. One Love Lounge is located at 2315 South Cooper Street, Arlington, Texas.
Let's get together and feel all right.
What's up? Dallas first. And Houston next. Because D comes before H. So let me tell you, you heard what I said, right? All right, Miss Gemini. So listen, we got a show for you all tonight. This is gonna be a head-to-head spoken word twister, like twisting words. Now we just flipped this coin a few minutes ago to see who's gonna go first. So this is what's gonna happen. Houston is going first. Then Dallas is gonna go after Houston. So we're gonna alternate. And what we want y'all to do, we want y'all to vote. Because whoever wins, I'm gonna give them a small personal donation. All right, y'all got that? So now I need y'all to get on the phone, tell all your family and your friends that they need to come down and see what's going on and see how Dallas is getting ready to slam Houston, and maybe Houston's getting ready to slam Dallas. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I one time was gonna move to Houston, but I'm not doing this, so I'm in Dallas. So Dallas got that slamming on down. So now, let me just tell you something. I'm not gonna tell you who the poets are. Let me just bring them up and then they're gonna give you a little groove. So the first poet is from Houston. So come and introduce yourself. Just give us your name. To my right.
Yo, they call me Seven, the poet, live from the H.
We'll see. Okay, let's go with the sister right here. Come on, give your name. Tell us where you from.
Hey y'all, I'm Gabby and I'm from Dallas.
Hey y'all, my name's Rochelle Gemini and I'm from Houston, Texas, southwest side to be exact, yeah.
Yeah, southwest, okay, southwest. Okay.
What's up? This is Emil coming to you live from Dallas. This is Emil coming to you from Dallas. It's hot. We're going to give it all we got. We're going to do it in Afro sheen, clean, and we're going to be mean. It's Emil, Dallas, out.
See what I told you? Come on, band. Let me get a better groove in that band. Come on, band. Yeah. Because the first poet is getting ready to come up now. We getting ready to have a slamming good time. All right. Let's get ready for a head-to-head spoken word twister battle. Heads up first, so that means that Houston's getting ready to come on down. So come on down, Houston number one. For the next 1 hour, you get ready to see some live stuff. Get ready to slam at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters at downtown Dallas Convention Center. So give it up.
You could just call me a lyrical miracle. I once fed 5,000 off 5 letters and 2 syllables. I split run-on sentences with a mic in my hand, leading my followers to the promised land where poets only spit milk and honey, while others settle for words more hazardous. I make stubborn hands clapping asses rise like Lazarus. You might think you could flow with this preacher's daughter. What manner of woman's words forces her to walk on water? Ascend myself through elevation, letting deserts know I control precipitation. Storms, I got that. Hurricanes, are you serious? Tsunamis, you're really asking for it, but I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into. I make it rain on them bows on the block, trying to touch my corner. I wish I could give them this feeling. So when I speak, they just don't consider it talking, but an act of healing. My phrases have made many turn from leopard phrases. I've made lame cortexes stand on their own brain stems. I made invertebrates that claim they couldn't stand up for themselves get a spine. With time, I can make the liquid I spit into wine. Sip me slowly through straws and place in your ears. I heard 89 was a good year. Pop the cork and watch me throw thaumaturgy and 3D poets pulling rabbit rhymes out of their head is not equivalent to me. See, a mediocre marvel can deceive, but a supernatural radical can make the word prodigy a reality. Sometimes an outcast in society, but that day will come where they will nail me to letters and poetry, become phlebotomy, drain my soul to the world, an artistic sacrifice made on stage. The universe shall engage. Read my books from page to page to page. In distant galaxies, they will realize if they did not know it, that this girl right here, now I am a poet.
This is an ode to all the strong black girls that are tired of being strong. Once a black doctor asked me why I, strong black girl, was in the mental hospital. Sir, don't you know that we get tired too? That turmoil pumps through our veins, and some days our hearts don't want to keep beating and our demons be bigger than us, sir? Don't you know that we get hurt too? We have to cry too. We sometimes are less rock and more sand, but still beach for you to vacation on. Be less foundation and more fault line, but still house to shelter. Be fire and water, earth, wind, protection, and God, and prayer, in all things holy, in battle, all things not. Be front line for black boy murder, be least appreciated. We be empathy for black boy pain, absorb bruises from white man villainy, and sometimes you get tired of being the protest. Sometimes you get tired of fighting other people's battles. But where would we be if we didn't do it? If we let everyone defend for themselves? No. Black girl gotta be hero. Gotta be mother and father. Be counselor and spiritual guidance. We be beat on you today and pray for you tomorrow. Be beat on by you today and pray for you tomorrow. Black girls take crap from everyone. Take crap from the gentrifiers, the colonizers, the white men, black women, and black men. Black girl, black men and black men. Black girl bleeds life into black boy, and black boy slaps us with his crap, and black girls ain't taking your crap no more. Yes, we be strong, but we be steadfast and unsure and tired and weary and broken, and Savior and Deliverer be that one friend that always comes through. So doctor, as much as you don't want to see me here, as much as I want to be that strong black girl you see, sometimes I forget to breathe or take care of me. Sometimes I pour myself out until there's nothing left over. I break myself down from sugar to salt. So doctor, I'm sorry you didn't see the broken in me when I needed it to. Instead, you slapped me with your crap and I took it. Cause I know us black girls gotta fix ourselves. Cause everybody else be too tired, be too astounded when we ask for help. Okay? So I guess I was more volcano than mountain. More white cooking than soul food. More mental illness than sound mind. But doctor, you have to understand, I, strong black girl, can be both.
Somebody better run and tell somebody that it's ass-kicking time. So all who want some contest, just stand in line. I make it hotter than a Dallas summer. No AC, no water, no wine. In an F-150 with 50 Mexicans in a traffic jam on 45. I'm the bounty hunter, Jedi Phantom Menace, codename Yoda. Daddy's back, return to the Mac, baby, the vacation's over. And when you walk out the spot tonight, you might see the moon eclipse. Because what most mortals call time travel, I call field trips. Some of you called a house and you got no response. Should've called that midget on Poltergeist One and held a seance. Some of you say you saw me sipping cognac, having a smoke. Well, your ass was had a sixth sense because you was looking at my ghost. I never slam or enter contests, but I managed to win them all. Zora Hurston called me and told me they was talking shit at a hole in the wall. Audience didn't notice, but while they was sitting there drinking, I possessed the poets, and these niggas was up here saying my shit, lip syncing. When it got down to the last two poets and nobody else, I possessed the last two poets in battle against myself. Never know when I might pop up with poetry, but when my poetry pop up, poetry venues lock up, the mayor call SWAT up. Yo, cause I don't care who the poet is, serving to take out virgins, women and kids. In a battle, I'm KRS-One and you're Nelly. Until your men poets that act like little girls, I piss on you like I'm R. Kelly. Cause most of these clowns ain't poets, ain't rhyme for no reason. And most of these clowns doing poetry cause poetry's in this season. But God made me a poet, and a poet is what I am. Stop thinking you know poetry cause you watch Def Poetry Jam. Stop thinking you know poetry cause you go to open mics and slams. And a ton of poetry, that mediocrity wouldn't weigh a gram. Cause it's not heavy, it's not deep, it doesn't inspire, it doesn't uplift, it doesn't mean no justice. And I'm struggling to see your gift. And I'm looking at you, listening to that bullshit you kick. Looking at our poetic brothers and sisters who couldn't get on the list. And I'm looking at you, and I'm listening to that bullshit you kick. And I'm looking at my poetic brothers and sisters who couldn't get on the list. And I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at them, and I'm thinking, how did this motherfucker get on the list? How? And then it occurred to me, poetry's in now, just like rock and roll. Before that shit went mainstream and got watered down with some whack-ass soul. Poetry's in now, the new sensation on the block, and we're already starting to lose hip-hop. And the talented people will sit at home and watch, waiting for the new bullshit poem to come out. And we will become accustomed to bullshit. So much bullshit we want more, to the point we rush to the internet to download bullshit before it gets to the store. But not me. I'm gonna be that deep shit, that hot shit, where you might miss some blink. And I refuse to cater to shallow suckers that don't want to think I'm standing alone in the zone and write a poem in the rain, just a pen and an idea. And the paper won't get wet, and the ink will be afraid to smear. And when poetry's not popular anymore, I'll still speak in poetic pattern. Listen to the blues and translate that shit to Martians live on Saturn. And I'll be grinding on the purple haze wave to Neptune to dance to the blue flames of the methane gas and make it back in time enough for battle at TBAAL and shatter the glass on your bitch ass.
Well, brother, I can appreciate the intensity and the complexity of your rhymes. But I'm going to talk to the signs of the times. And by the way, I know a good anger management doctor. We're going to talk to you about it. Because you know me and the head captain doctor knows me. We're going to give you a discount on that. But you rockin'. Way to go, sister. I want to go somewhere else. I want to talk about those lying-ass politicians that we all need to get the hell rid of. And all of the madness that they have done. And whatever they have put down, this is a fact. Whatever they have done, once again, we're not going to forget about that. We have been tarred and feathered, hung from trees with rope, vine, and leather. Burned, kicked, cursed, and lashed, branded as property and experimented on for cash. Our women violated, our men mutilated, our hands and feet chopped off, and we were defined and wanted to be educated. Water holes and indiscriminately shot on your hate-filled street. Violently attacked by your vicious dogs who you told I was a piece of meat. So hell to the no. We're not going to forget about that. That is a black fact. I've lost my life over a broken taillight for pushing cigarettes and selling CDs. Shot and murdered in cold blood when the entire world watched on a live social media feed. I've been set on fire, killed for sport, and then ruled somehow the fault was my own in the eyes of your court. So hell to the no. We're not gonna let y'all go with that. I am a black man. I stand for I can. I resonate power and understanding. I am the leader of this world, the original man. So in Dallas, we say we can.
I just want to let y'all know we live in a different society. That's just what it is. We have to cause a revolution. And until then, we need to recognize that braids are straighter than this world, But most people just go with the twist, but call it the flow. But we're at a point where you can call me Dora the Explorer while searching on Pandora. You see, this earth is full of avatar clicks, and I just want to fit into none. One by one, it's like we all want to be seen by the blind. It's like we believe what we're told. We won't touch the braille to know if it's the truth. Rather have everything handed to us in clusters by gangs. Who you with, Democrats or Republicans? I mean, blue or red? I guess they're both just Crips and Bloods, but it's nicer if we call it Walmart and Target. We park our minds on that commercials thing for us like, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Even if it's not true. It's okay because fabrications are free and that's the best price. And at times, we're too lazy to scan unless it's to be happy. Beep, can I get a price check on these pills? Warning, may cost something. I don't care, shut up. I just want to be in the most twisted way happy. Lie, let me know that my tax dollars don't make me a murderer. Call them casualties that couldn't afford casual caskets. I'm dead to your truth, but philosophy revived me. I approach situations more wisely, only because I know nothing. Socrates inside of me, he may be dead to you, but we often meet on Saturn dreams and he corrupts my mind with craters of knowledge. He told me we look less foolish if a handful of us admitting to not knowing anything. Wouldn't that be something? But I guess we can't have everything. So we borrow on bad credit. American Express through the discovery of cars for every holiday inn to the hottest hotel. Hoe, fee, or mail. Real estate to retail. Hold or resell. Resold by repo. Now we po no dough. Bread is so hard to come by. Our only option is to buy. We demand our supply. Too much Medicaid. No one dies. Everyone lies. Dressed in purity. Nice disguise while government officials drain our social security. Bailouts are passed out like bail bonds. We all forget where we come from. Because we're blindfolded with a bandana that holds 13 stripes and 50 stars. I can't see the light. I mean the stars. I feel the cold iron bars. I mean the stripes. I feel covered up. I mean protected. I am proud to live in Alcatraz. I mean America, where every day we get to witness economic imprisonment. The end is looking tangled and kinky. So convicts, citizens, please pledge your allegiance with me to this united nation. And the land of the free, and the home of the slaves. Braves.
When shit gets too real, we don't run. We don't raise fists and rally. There's nowhere to go. We hide. We young liberals have conservative schools and bigot parents take body shots from racism but still manage to come out a living. In my South, no protest will be held for us. We know the stench, sting, and burn of white sheets over whiter faces in the ring of Uncle Tom's consent long before national news got to it. Have you ever heard the word nigger line dance down a Confederate flag tongue? Fly off the front porch of a pearly face. Shimmy its wavy picket, shimmy its wavy picket fence of white feet for whimsically in your direction. Welcome to the South, nigger. This that Southern comfort, that Southern hospitality, that sweet tea with a side of misogyny, cause everything sounds sweeter with a country accent. Breaking news, America has discovered racism still exists in the 21st century. Breaking news, Hitler's movement never ended. Breaking news, Confederates are still trying to gentrify us from a country we built for them, the country we bled for them, the country we bit back and broke bowls to make them feel bigger. Breaking news, KKK is in your city. It ain't fake news. KKK is in your city, in your schools, teaching your children, lynching black and brown bodies, one prison pipeline at a time. Black and brown bodies been singing hymns for too long, been praying for deliverance, been down and repenting, been blindly Bible hugging so long our fingers have contorted around leather as brown as Jesus' body. My pockets been holding reparations that look like pistols. My ancestors ain't bodied over this speed. In my city, in my South, we're told not to fight. Smile and die. Dance and die. Play ball and die. But don't fight. They tell us that our fists will get tired and that our voices will only die out at the march. When shit gets too real, we learn to Van Gogh catastrophe. You're only taught how to survive. Every apology a coping mechanism because we never understood how we could have been so wrong. while my skin screams injustice? Why couldn't they hear my skin screaming for stillness, for peace, for crawfish feast and Sunday dinners, for simpler times, like when we didn't have to scream in silence, when the whole country didn't broadcast our pain like fake news, make a news segment of our demons. Funny, y'all still can't get the facts right.
I saw a toy store close, and I said to myself as they boarded at the doors, damn, kids don't play with toys no more. I saw a toy store close, and I was disturbed that it occurred that kids were putting down toys to pick up herb sacks, and what encouraged that, I think of the words that were misinterpreted, misappropriated, misplaced. Therefore, our kids have been misguided, miseducated, misshaped, and it makes me miserable. Then I think back to the day when Dr. Dre from NWA would say, because I don't smoke weed or cess, cause it's known to give a brother brain damage. And brain damage on the mic don't manage nothing but making a sucker and you equal. Don't be another sequel, express yourself. But then he dropped The Chronic, and that album was a classic. But who would have thought the repercussions would have been so tragic? Because the future generation has no imagination, stuck behind a cloud of chronic smoke, Nintendos, Wii's, Xboxes, iPhones, iPads, and PlayStations. And I ain't saying that it's right, I ain't saying that it's wrong, but we let kids do anything if they put it in a song. I saw a toy store close, and I suddenly started to drift back to all those Christmas mornings when I couldn't wait to open my gifts. You know, the green machine, the sit and spin, the bags of little green army men, or the red and yellow and blue assortment of cowboys and Indians, and then there was Dr. Seuss books, Peter Pan and the Land Never. Man, I had a Dukes of Hazzard big wheel with a spin-out lever, pair of drawers, pair of socks, and an ugly-ass sweater, of which now I can appreciate because I got to spend my money on it. But then it was right back to the fun. Transformers, Transform, Optimus Prime, and Megatron, and Bumblebee, and Starscream. Man, I had an electric football field with football teams. And if you had that football field, sometimes you got pissed. There was always that one man, and all he would do was this. Can't forget about Voltron, Five Lions, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Thundercats. Oh. Kids don't play with toys no more. And in that instant, my heart began to break. What about jump ropes, jacks, T-sets, and easy bake, or Viewmaster and show and tell, or see and say and speak and spell? Man, something somewhere seriously went wrong. We shot our children straight to hell now. Either we're not aware, or either we don't care. But I'm waiting for Barbie to come out with fake titties, a fake ass, and pubic hair. Or maybe Shauna Nanikwa Barbie. Yeah, she's from the hood, Oak Cliff. She can't read. Or maybe out of the closet, Ken, who conveniently comes to Steve. Can't forget about MTV Barbie and BET Barbie. Her booty cheeks are exposed. She comes to the mix CD, regular platinum artist in her own video, her wardrobe. Man, I saw a toy store close, and it threw me for a loop. Because innocence is not appealing anymore, and sexiness is cute. He can't be a kid and focus in school because his focus is on the cream. How to get a big body on 26-inch rims so we can grind, shine, and bling. She can't be a little girl anymore. I saw a little girl and a grown man making a flick, and that little girl knew more tricks than a grown woman that I'm with. She had jumps like a chuck. I was like, what? Baby, your butt. And the thong. I ain't saying that it's right, I ain't saying that it's wrong, but we let kids do anything if they put it in a song. Look at my baby do the C-walk. They love to see in C-walk stands a crip that makes that dance gang-related, so it's a little bit more than hip. And then we make an excuse for the way our children behave while the government decides who's going to prison, looking at the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade test scores. Do your homework, daddy. Do your homework, mama. And one day you're going to find yourself in the middle of the drama talking about, I don't know where I went wrong. Maybe it was the sipping on some scissor. I get high. Pop the Molly, I'm sweating. Song. And then we call that shit cute when they're reciting it. You don't have to take heed and you don't have to listen. They're closing down toy stores and steadily building prisons. Can't tell you how to raise your children, therefore you don't have to listen, but they're closing down toy stores and steadily building prisons. This is God gave me this vision. It's a must, I keep spitting, because they're closing down toy stores and steadily building prisons. And one day we'll wake up and our children will be missing. One day we'll wake up and our kids will be missing. One day we'll wake up and the entire experience of childhood will be missing. And when we look, we will find it hidden in the walls of AIDS clinics, morgues, dope houses, street corners, and prisons. And I'm tripping. because I saw a toy store close.
How many of you remember when we used to play outside, when we used to say, I remember when we had teachers, we had students who went to class, and if you got called by your teacher, when you got home, your mother whooped your what? Whooped your ass. I remember when there was a rush to get home before that street light went out. And if you didn't get back to the house, your butt got turned out. I remember working at 9 years old. I remember sleeping on the floor on quilts that you call pallets. And then when we get home, mama get back to the house, I would just have to have it. But see, that was back in the day, right? Things are not the same way. Now, grandmama 28, great-grandmama 42. They don't teach the kids the things that they used to teach us how to do. See, I got whoopings. And when I heard my mother say, go get that switch, I knew that was it. Mama had a look that could scare you straight. But then at the end of the day, she would show you how much she loved you by that German chocolate cake she would make. We need to go back to the old school, and we need to get into that kind of groove. Only then will we see what is really happening is that our parents taught us how to say and look in the mirror and say, I gotta be me.
Look, I wasn't raised back in your day, but I got 2 kids, and I handled them just fine in this time. Look, 2 kids, 2 dads. August 15 completed an undergrad. October 22, maybe another degree. I have a master plan. You see, it started out sounding like a ratchet situation, but on the other hand, I have no ring. And if you're not dialing with something positive, I need no ring. Because you see, I'm gearing up to pass a upper middle class household with a 2-parent income with only 1 parent in home. With a love I put in my boys, it's the metronome. Child support, not necessary. But when I do get it, I'll make sure that they have fun. Like mutual funds, stocks, bonds, CDs, things of that nature. You go get them off video games and more into nature. My sons will know how to study trends, not clothing. Well, unless a clothing brand is selling shares at a reasonable price, then I'll tell them to buy. You see, they teach you to spend money on literal change instead of making money on the thing that actually makes change. An IPO is ABX, Barrick's Gold Corporation. Invest to progress. Too busy relying on drugs, athletics, and the music industry, I guess, but I digress. Showing my sons healthy objects to digest. Physically and mentally, Ebonics is not a substitute for phonics. English is not the only language to comprehend. I'm teaching my sons they're not just Americans, you are world citizens. Side note, the language cavity in a child's brain closes at the age of 10, so I suggest you make them fluent in Spanish, French, Arabic, and Italian. I'm gearing up my kids not to just rely on natural talent, not to just wake up from dreams, but informing my offspring that from inception, you inherited love, joy, inspiration to create from such things. Be more than immortal beings. I remember when you were the size of a bean and pro-choice arrived at my doorstep knocking real hard at my second boy's conception was all I could think about feeling from my family and friends. Devils leading my thoughts to dead ends, but dead doesn't mean that it's the end, because even when you erase lead off paper, you still remember where you made that mistake. So excuse me if I'm proud to portray my mistakes with beautiful people. Letting my sins blossom to sons was the best seeds I've sown. 2 kids, 2 dads. It might sound like a ratchet situation, but it's the most beautiful garden I've ever grown. And now the joy of my world is in Lincoln. Yeah.
I'm 21. Let's just throw that out there, okay? I don't know nothing about no children. But my kids ask me, how do I heal? They come to me, hands torn, hearts shattered, pens ready to suture their scars. I explain. Healing starts on the page, moves to the stage, and ends with yourself. I'm still learning how to grasp that concept. See how I turn my demons powder so I can swallow them wholly. Trauma hurts less in a metaphor. Sickness doesn't sting in a simile. Slicing my palms to bleed onto paper makes my story more tangible. Spitting on a stage can make the grief stop. CB, still spitting poems, hurt, tired, pissed, angry, worthless, lost, invisible, still birthing movements to be excluded out of them, breaching my body for people who never deserve the taste of my blood on their skin, still searching for serenity in the static of the microphones. I cannot teach my children to heal when I am so quick to pick my scabs. You can only read words scab before it turns scar and a spotlight ain't skin cream. Can't aloe vera away my history like justice can occur in a coffee shop or a bookstore or a nightclub. Like an audience can validate my experience, restore the last parts of me that are no longer poets and still human. So when my kids ask me how they can heal, I tell them to write like you've been mute too long and it's time for them to hear you. Like ink is the only thing keeping your veins flowing. Like it's the last thing you're leaving this world, because wars are only won with armies and them drafts via soldier. Spill all of yourself into a piece, knowing you have nothing left. Find contentment in that. To know that a poem can't mend your mind, can't stop the tears from flooding, so bottle that shit. Sell it on Amazon. It must be gold the way they trip it over this. Scream with a heavy heart and cloudy head. Screaming stops the thinking, and if we cannot hear our own thoughts, they cannot make us miserable. Healing is a masochist game. It's breaking yourself over and over and over again so that this time your foundation will sit right. Throwing rocks at your tranquility for a good performance, then finding solace in the cut crimson stain left on your fingertips. It's gaslighting, all of the acrimony boiling in the back of my lyrics, spitting out the acid to smile. It's doing the one thing I know how to do. Give my everything and leave nothing but myself. Know that I have worth in that. It's fighting until you black out and your fists are swinging on their own. It's losing, looking at all of the destruction, soaking in the stench of the turmoil, showing the world your scars, unafraid of opening them again.
I got this one. I kicked the shoes off. I kicked the shoes off. She talk about some healing. Talk about some healing. I understand that. Because guess what? And they caught me. Head down, slouched, not standing tall. And then I heard in surround sound, head up queen, your crown's about to fall as autumn approaches. Your limbs need to learn to let things go. That's when things get cold. But don't worry, in the next season, you'll see growth, because everything is everything. After winter must come spring. I wrote these words for every woman who struggles to get loose. 1, identify your change, be the man, money, drugs, or lack of knowledge. 2, get a keychain because you got a few locks that you need to acknowledge, like leaving. Woman, why do you subject yourself to a punching bag? Valentine colors are not black and blue. Hearts don't have that ended because he punched them in that way. That man is not your God. So why do you feel the need to bleed like Jesus for your children's transgressions and inexcusable anger? We already bleed once a month voluntarily to give life. Don't let him take yours. Those kids need you like Gotham needs a hero, so be more like Jesus, their savior, keeping you and them from harm. Leaving is a key. Add it to your crown. Next. You. Yeah, you're at your job and you just want them to give you a chance, but you haven't even registered for a class to even give yourself an advance, and now you mad because you 30 with 2 kids and you didn't let time pass. But if I still see sand flowing like a fountain in that hourglass, where now procrastination and excuses are now your nuisance. I'm not just talking to you, sis. Because you see, Gemini is only human. Don't think I haven't been through the same predicaments. And well, I'm self-taught and I graduated in 15. So it's evident that knowledge is a key added to your crown. Next. Stop dropping your babies off to continuously go drop it like it's hot. You had those babies, not your mama. Responsibility is key added to your crown. Next. I don't know what they want from me is life. The more money we come across, the more problems we see. Money can make legs split, make cheeks clap, make it precipitate presidents. Why? Because we women have set this precedence. But I wish you knew. You can own more than just the spare ones in his pocket. You got vital volumes leaking from your voice box. You got wizardry leaking from your eye sockets. If you knew what you could do, you would let the government make it rain grants. Enroll in classes that give you a new definition of assets. Graduate. Cover that G-string with a soup and pants instead of a baby. Birth an idea. Let it marinate in your brain's womb, and in 9 months, pitch it to those same men in the boardroom. I'm talking morals. These are not just sounds. These are not just nouns. I'm trying to give you keys to add to your crown, because just because you're a woman, just because you're a female, that don't make you a woman. I said, just because you're a female, that does not make you a woman. It just means you have the divine right to be what God intended you to be, woman. A little bit more than man. Whoa, I'm just trying to say we do a little bit more than man. Have you ever thought about why there was a W and an O? I guess we have she and he, girl and boy, female and male, W, O. Without one, there would be no life. Without one, there would be no life. So female, accept your divine right as woman. Place upon your head a crown and never let me catch you with your head down.
I think about the type of grown men that prey on little girls. The type that is dangerous, the smile. Never too much callus on his hands. Nails, always shining. He knows what he wants. Got an itch only little girls can fix. Ignites fires in the minds of a weak, sells a dream for satisfaction, robs a girl of all her memories. I like to think of the neurotic rapist. The type to hunt, got a bloodthirst for youngins still in their mama's house, pickpocket the backs of our fathers, robs a black girl's memory of anything else. No home, just her. The type to rape young girls and make it a habit, like biting your nails. It's ugly, but men like R. Kelly can afford a manicure. Men like Robert can put off their victims, tell them to stay silent, cut down their cuticles, add some acrylic and tip, and no one will say anything about your bad habit. America looks at R. Kelly and sees clean nails, but statutory rape is still rape, and I get that. It gets ugly when the money runs out, when girls escape, but men like R. Kelly have money for that. Men like R. Kelly have black girls hidden underneath their fingertips, abandoned, left to die. I wonder how many girls died or committed suicide under his rule. I mean, Jigsaw never actually killed anybody. I mean, he gave him the chance to escape. I wonder what the rapist does with the body when the trauma takes a life. When the money runs out to keep them quiet. When you can no longer afford a manicure. Will America ever look at R. Kelly and see past the charming grin, look beyond seducing eyes and see this bad habit for more than what it is? You can only become a serial rapist if you get away with it that many times. And America has washed the blood from his palms, told black girls like me that dumb is enough an excuse to get raped, that the naive be damned. And when men like Robert take advantage of that, steal our nails so he can look pretty. I wonder how many he sacrificed sacrifice to get away with this. I wonder how many more will have to go before enough is enough. Before kink turns fetish, fetish turns obsession, and when you're obsessed with humiliating and degrading black girls, steal on nails to wear on a full set of your special occasion, I start to fear that bad habits are only bad habits. And if robbing humanity from young lives is your thing, then be damned, everyone else.
You got it. Wonderful. Absolutely crushed it. Wonderful. So what I'm hearing is it's a struggle just being black. Poverty is a psychology that floods the canals of the ghetto's topography. Life is not easy when your sanctuary is bleeding. Dehumanization scarred generations and branded mental chains that today still remain. For those of you who get it, this is not for you. For those who do not, no explanation will do. I didn't come here to start no trouble. I'm just here to tell you where it's at. For nearly 500 years, it's been a struggle just being black. Hatred is taught, false lies about bigotry is elementary. There's no mystery in our history. Plantations, mass incarceration, systematically perpetrating our family reunions for deterioration, disproportionate scales of liberty, young men being shot down without conviction or empathy, and you have the nerve to be mad at me because I can't accept being the 3/5 of the person that you label me to be? Huh? I didn't come here to start no trouble. I'm just here to tell you where it's at. For nearly 500 years, it's been a struggle just being black. Educated or not, survival of street corner blocks. From the classroom to the boardroom, I made it to the top. Still, you call me out of my name and don't have a tenth of what I got. Sisters holding on to hope, brothers just trying to cope, trying to understand after they add up all of the facts. Why is it so hard just being black? I'll keep holding on. We keep saying we are one, but somebody wake me up when this damn nightmare is done. We have to be greater, teach our children to walk straighter, and against our own kind, not be haters. And when I come into your stuff, you don't have to hide your change, because we don't all look alike and we damn sure don't all act the same. And now that you are no longer overt, that you're coming up out of your sheets, and now we are all on red alert. Stop using the Lord's name in vain, Mr. White Man, for causing us all this damn pain. Too many times you redefine why skin tones made your eyes so blind, never caring enough to see the blatant disrespect directed towards me. I wish for just one day, Mr. White Man, you can walk in my shoes, and then I offer of your dignity just to have it refused. I didn't come here to TBAAL, to start no trouble. I'm just here to tell you where it's at. For nearly 500 years, it's been a struggle just being black.
Yeah, bruh. People struggling because they forgot from whence we came. So, I'm gonna tell you about one of the dopest black people to ever walk the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
From a time when we were kings. And even dude had haters. Cause that melanin was popping. You did.
Tell the truth.
True. Coldest teacher. Dude named Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Church. My father sent me here through a virgin's womb. An intimate project of the master architect. By his hands, I was personally groomed. On the night of my birth, 3 kings brought gifts to my home, and the brightest star in the sky is known as my birthstone. I was born to be great. Bright future, dark fate. I am the light of the world, I am love, but the dark hearts of men harbor hate. And the church and state sent their soldiers to come get me. Betrayed by the same people sitting at the table with me. Haters. You know what they say, they come a dime a dozen. Yeah, it's a real popular picture of me out there having dinner with a dozen of them. I love Peter like a play cousin, and I told Peter that night, Peter, you would deny me before the cock crows thrice. Well, the next thing I know, that chicken must have crowed. Roman soldiers over my shoulder, let's get this show on the road. One disciple jumped up and cut a soldier's ear off down to the wax. One more miracle before I leave, let me put this man's ear back. Now they got my hands tied up, suppressed and subdued. And I'm thinking to myself, man, how rude this dude. I'm the same one that fed 5,000, a multitude. 2 fish, 5 loaves. I'm the original Hove, and I don't need Dom Perignon, Cristal, or Moet to shine. My daddy makes it rain. I turn the water into wine. And you stand here with your soldiers with ill intent. I could call on 12 legions of angels to deliver me from this nonsense, but yet not my will, but yes, God, your will. And on that note, let his will be fulfilled. Let these men go. I'm the one you want to kill. I could have stopped you with one of my one-liners like, peace be still. But I'm the Prince of Peace, and I'll be the Prince of Peace forevermore. This is my walk. This is what I came here for. Even old Satan couldn't get me with temptation. I passed all of his tests. I am not enslaved by the limitations of the flesh, a fisher of men. Tell the fishermen to cast their nets. The deeper the water gets, the deeper the odds. The deeper your relationship with God, my relationship is deep. Deep is my faith, which is deeper than your hate, deeper than any crown of thorns can penetrate. And if you need an example of deep, here I'll demonstrate. I walked on water, withered the fig tree, told the mountain be taken up and cast into the sea. I can calm the storm. Nothing's impossible when I pray. I command the wind and the waters, and even they obey. Another day at the office, God's business, and I take the family business serious. On my off days, I cast out demons and unclean spirits. I am the great I am, the Lamb of God, bright and morning star in the midst of madness, wonderful counselor, divine advocate. Go and ask Lazarus. I am the resurrection, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the one they crucified. But he who lives and believes in me will never die. That's God's promise. I am the guarantor. This is my walk. This is what I came here for. So continue with your sticks and stones. Continue with your lashes. We triumph. We overcome. We'll rise from the ashes. I heal the deaf. I heal the sick. I heal the mute. I heal blindness. Kill me with your hate. I'll kill you with kindness. You're looking at heaven's finest. Emmanuel, the rock, the Alpha and Omega. This is why I'm hot. And I carry my cross to Calvary for the world and its sins. Tell Mary not to weep. This is not how the story ends. Tell Mary not to weep. Tell Martha not to moan. In 3 days, roll back the stone. And I'm gone.
Asked us the connection between religion and suicide. Most replied that people with faith are less likely to commit suicide. So I asked, why didn't my faith save me? Where were all these bonds when I needed a lifeboat? How come God promised not to flood the earth again, but there was no ark to keep me safe from the storm? The funny part is, I know how to swim. My arms were strong enough to pull me out of the water. My legs could have kept me afloat. But when the clouds started to rise, there was no rainbow promising me the depression wouldn't consume me for another time. There was no covenant saying I wouldn't have to endure another storm alone. And the church folks say, you're never alone if you have Jesus. But I couldn't see his eyes through the rain. raining like Peter, I sunk, but y'all, I know how to swim. I could have tried to tread the water, kept my body afloat, feel the water and float, but instead, I chose to drown. I am the connection between religion and suicide. A swimming scripture staring suicide in the face, trying to remember to live. When all I feel is the flood, drowning me.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long ways from home. Dear Mother Africa, sometimes I dream in chocolate just to make black situations from past to present seem sweeter. You see, they may see a black mother on welfare, but I see a slave descendant receiving reparations from the remains of Thomas Jefferson's health care. But mothers, they get stuck there, glue-like mentalities where our worst nightmares become their reality. So we judge them from dreams that haven't been fully separated from pillows, fearing failure, becoming nothing more than weeping willows, subjecting ourselves to hanging around trees. But why would I allow photosynthesis to control my growth? My melanin is no comparison to chloroplast. You taught me that. I went from alien, animal, nigger, negro to black, but now I'm 2 steps back, nigga. And as generations come, stupidity exceeds. Do you think it's because we were forced from you, not able to breastfeed? Malnourished masses creates malicious, immoral situations where we all pledge allegiance to a United States of ignorance, where 70 years ago it was okay to accept the Tuskegee experiment. Yes, it's fine to make out of our black men syphilis Frankensteins. Mother, don't cry. Yes, they did die, but we will always remember. And you're not seen, but in our hearts you're quite tender. I feel like orphan African-American Annie. The sun will come out tomorrow, clear up the blood, sweat, tears borrowed from your sons. We are not done. Your soul keeps us as one. I wish my brother would rid himself from his gun and chain himself from industry. Rapping and capping is not the equivalent to a degree in chemistry. We are not just our history. We are the future's mystery. Minstrel missed at birth. Tell me, mother, that I'm no one's misery. Tell me that I could be sweet as cake, sliced pride inside. But you, mother, have made our personalities burst like black. Our attitude is flammable, cold like washed in muddy waters, dried in the blackest of leather, darker than the midnight sky. Under it I lay and rest at all will wake up with that sweet taste of success and bless the earth with the rich oil that we all rolled over like tar. But through pressure, we get better. Black diamonds to the bone with different shades and tones. Mommy, I want to meet you, but you never write me back. So I'll just take your word from the sun in the summer when it kisses me, black love.
Now, I hope you have enjoyed these spoken word, I call them tongue twisters. You have Houston and you have Dallas. So, when you see this show, you're going to send us the vote. And if you vote for Houston over Dallas, Houston's going to win the cash prize. So, now, I want you to give a big applause for all of these amazing spoken word artists. And we're so glad that during this COVID-19, that 4 amazing poets in Texas have come together to share this experience with you. So, as we take it out, let's say, as they say, one love. Hi, I'm Curtis King, and I want you to join me in doing something for the Black Academy of Arts and Letters for our Like and Invite 30-day Facebook campaign.
It's simple, it's easy, and it's free. And all you need to do is go to www.facebook.com/TBAAL Dallas and like our page. Then go tell all your family, your friends, your neighbors, your church members, your kids to like our Facebook page. This will ensure that everybody will get all of TBAAL's exclusives and stay connected to and with us. Now, go and like and invite. Oh, by the way, be sure to practice social distancing, wash your hands, wear your mask. Now, be safe, be well. Now go like and invite.